Good morning, Leverage to Scale community. Amber Vilhauer here, and we are live for our Q&A call. And I see that we have a question here from Zach Starr, which I really appreciate. And otherwise, we'll just do a couple of quick updates. If you are here and present, just make a comment below and give me a wave. If you have any questions as we move forward, just pop them into the comment stream below. Hey, Patty, and would love to hear from you. So I'm excited. I actually just got off of a great call with who will be our next new member of Leverage to Scale. And as I was sitting in that call, I just felt this gratitude. Such gratitude. They are a company. Trying not to give too much information away because I want to protect their privacy. But I was talking to a local company that is service-based, and it's a pretty shyster type industry. Like there's a lot of bad service providers in this industry. And these are really good people that are trying to take a stand and turn things around and really give great support to their people. And they want to do whatever they can do to really show that they're different and to build that authority, build that credibility, to show that transparency, to show prospects that they are the good guys. And so they're on the typical, they do Google ads and other Google programs, and they're trying to do paid advertising, and they're, what do we do in our marketing? How do we get this message across? And thanks to two of our clients who have said nothing but rave reviews about their experience with me and with Leverage to Scale, they came into this call with me to inquire a little bit more about it, and quickly saw the value in it. They were just paying another agency about $2,000 a month to do a couple of videos and a couple of blog posts a month for them. $2,000 a month. And it's like, as the same story that I've heard for years. And of course, they had to wait for a period of time before they could really see the proof, the writing on the wall, that this agency was totally ripping them off. And now they feel frustrated, and they just lost that investment. There's nothing they can do about it, and they're back to square one. How many of us can really relate to this? We buy into programs and services and products and other things, and it sounds great, and then you kind of get settled into the relationship only to find that it's not what you thought. It's not what you were sold. And honestly, I'm listening to this for the 40 millionth time on my 40 millionth sales call, and it just continues to break my heart that this is the experience, especially for good people that are showing up and trying to do good in the world and that have a really solid service. And it's like the good guys are not beating out the messaging of the bad guys. And this is the very reason that Leverage to Scale was born. And just to remind those of you who maybe you've heard this story, but the vast majority probably haven't, Leverage to Scale was not in the cards. I mean, I was running our website agency, and I was very grateful for that opportunity, and my head was down, and we were doing great things. But Leverage to Scale came out of this calling inside of me that had had these 40 million sales calls and had heard this story repeatedly and had watched the good guys lose and go out of business because they weren't getting the right type of support at a price that they could afford comfortably. And I had been doing this marketing process for years where I would batch record videos, and then we would optimize them for YouTube and repurpose them into weekly blog posts and weekly emails to my email list and do all of our social media. I had been doing this, but it never hit me that I could turn this into a step-by-step training system that you could use that would train your team how to do all of this for you at a fraction of what it would cost if you were to go out to an agency or hire somebody else, and then you don't know what it is that they're actually doing for you, and then it doesn't work, and then they quit or leave you high and dry. All the same stuff. And so we launched Leverage to Scale over a year ago now. And ever since then, it has been a total game changer. It's amazing. For the people that are good people that need to get their message out to the world, and they haven't really had a system for doing that. They haven't had a process. They haven't had that reliable help. Leverage to Scale has really met that need. And so fast forward through the past year and seeing all of our amazing members and the results that they're getting, the virtual assistants who have gone through this training and send us regular emails of gratitude, thanking us for creating a solution like this. And now here I am on the sales call this morning. And this company needed us, and I knew that. And I just felt this overwhelming gratitude that I listened to this voice inside that said, hey, we should pay attention to what's happening inside of the marketplace and then offer a solution that gives control back to business owners. And even though the website remains my core focus, it will always be our core offering, building websites and everything else. This was like a passion project. This was a legacy thing, I guess. This was soul work coming in and seeing the impact that it's having on business owners just like you, where it's freeing you up to focus on the things that only you can do best, like relationships and developing high-level content and fulfillment and sales, right? Creating, innovating. But then you can rest easy knowing that your marketing is done in the systematized, optimized way. Anyway, not to go on and on, but it really made me feel good. It made me feel proud of the work that we do here at NGNG. I remain so proud of my team and those that support. We all support each other, lift each other up to be of best service to you, giving our time, giving our awareness and our praise to you and supporting your business moving forward. And hopefully you feel that and see that and appreciate that. I know you do. And this call is really an extension of that. So when I launched Leverage to Scale, these live streams every 3 weeks, this was not a part of the membership. It's not something I talk about on sales calls. This is just something that I do to serve you, to be here for you, to stay connected to you, and to feel like, we're in this together, because we are. So I appreciate those of you that get involved and show up live. And I appreciate those of you who watch the replay. And I'm always getting like texts or emails or whatever after of like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Thank you. And it just makes me feel good. So I'm feeling nothing but gratitude today. I appreciate you. I appreciate our team and the work that we do and how we're making a difference together. So moving forward, I'm going to move into this question from Zach Starr, so that we're keeping things moving forward. Zach says, if someone had a lot of video content and there was no worry about running out of episodes, would you recommend launching 2 videos per week for the first few months on a new channel to gain traction? And if so, would the social media matrix that the VAs use work for double postings without being overkill? Which is a great question. In fact, Zach, this is something I was just talking to on the prospects, on the call with the prospects. There are members who want to get the highest possible result as fast as possible. And in order to do that, the more you do anything, the faster you're going to see results with it, right? So for example, if I work out in the gym 7 days a week, do you think I'm going to get stronger and leaner faster than if I only work out in the gym 1 day a week? Yes. So if you are somebody that wants results faster, then if you produce 2 videos a week, as opposed to 1, then you will double your success rate or your speed to see that success, if that makes sense. It would not be unreasonable for you to even go out and launch 5 videos a week for the first few months and then taper that back down into a manageable level once you've built up more momentum. I was just talking to a member today who the website has been live for maybe 2 weeks at most, and they were wondering, like, when do we see results with content marketing? And that's a great question. That's what we all want to know, because by the time you start Leverage to Scale, you're probably like burnt out and frustrated because you've tried all of these things and nothing is working, right? So now you're really at a place where it's like, I need to see results immediately. But that's not what content marketing does. That's not how it works. And that has nothing to do with leverage to scale. Leverage to scale is a system that allows you to do content marketing in a fraction of the time, as opposed to you trying to go out and do it yourself. So the speed to get the video optimized and the blog post published and the social media and the email, the speed it takes in order to get all of those tasks done, you will do it in a fraction of the time if you use leverage to scale. And additionally, you will optimize that content in a way that there's no way you would be able to optimize that on your own in that way to that degree, unless you are a marketing junkie like me who has been studying the online world for a decade now, right? I mean, you could go do it. It would just take you significant time and research and trial and error to really understand what moves the needle. And it's the little details. It's always the little details. It's not enough just to publish the video once a week. You have to optimize it, right? So that it's seen and it's embedded with keywords and tags and all kinds of things, right? So leverage to scale makes it faster and makes it optimized in a way that wouldn't be otherwise. Okay, that's the value of leverage to scale. Content marketing itself happens independent of anything that Amber can control, because that's Google controls that, right? Facebook, LinkedIn controls your results there. And what I was just talking about on this prospect call is that unfortunately, we're at a time where the competition has never been higher. If you had started content marketing 5 years ago, oh man, you would be thanking your lucky stars that you started back then, because there were a lot less business owners in your industry and in your space competing for that same real estate in Google and YouTube and on social media. But now fast forward to present day, you have corporations dumping millions of dollars producing content like frickin' machines and snatching up the online real estate. So here comes Zach Starr, the individual, and he's trying to publish some content. And yet you're competing against these major corporations, and not to mention all of the other Zach Starrs in your space that are also trying to build a business. And it would be completely unrealistic to think that we could just somehow carve out all of the noise and get ourselves ranked high to get that free traffic and conversion inside of a couple of weeks, right? Even inside of a couple of months. With content marketing, the longer you do it, more consistently you do it, and frequently you do it, the more it starts to go like that. So that time between your start and when you start to hit that stride and momentum differs for everybody. It could literally be 3 months, and it could be a year. It could be 2 years, truly. Now, if it takes me a year to hit that stride and ride that wave up, does that mean I shouldn't start? And only you can answer that, right? There are other strategies. You can pay for advertising. The problem with paid advertising, though, is that most people don't have big enough budgets to get results with it. So you're thinking by spending a couple $100 or a couple $1,000, maybe I could get results with paid advertising. Even if you are spending tens of thousands of dollars, you probably won't get results with paid advertising. Once you spend $50,000 plus, okay, maybe you have, a better opportunity to see results with paid advertising. But $50,000 on paid advertising to the average business owner out there is like, yeah, right. So unfortunately, most of these experts are not talking about that. So you go out and you'll spend $500 on Facebook advertising and think, what the hell? I thought this was supposed to work. Save your money. So content marketing is a great solution because you don't have to pay anything in order to get your content indexed in Google. What I mean is you don't have to say, Google, I want to pay you $50 to feature my article in your search engine. And who knows, that might be a part of our reality in the future. But for today, it's free. We can submit as much content as we want into Google and to YouTube. So why are we not doing it? Got to do it. Your future self will thank you the sooner you start. And let's say that you wait 3 months and then decide to jump in with content marketing. Well, it just got much harder for you to get ranked, and it's going to take longer for you to get results because you waited those 3 months. Had you started a year ago, it would be far easier and faster for you to get results with content marketing versus starting today. Tomorrow, it will be harder for you to see results and it will take you longer. The next day, even harder, and it will take you even longer. So really, you have complete control over this. You can decide to start today, even if your website isn't perfect, because the reality is it's going to take time to build either way. So you might as well start publishing some stuff before your website is perfect, or before that photo shoot, or before the book is done, or before I just feel like all of a sudden the skies have opened up and now it's my time, right? It's like you got to start now and be disciplined, right? And be focused. And you can always switch gears later, but do this for your future self. Do this for the future of your business, all of those people that you could be impacting with your message. Start now. And even if it's going to take you a year of consistent weekly effort, every single week, even when you think nobody gives a crap, nobody's paying attention, why am I still doing this? Oh my gosh, this feels like such a waste of time. I'm still doing it. I still don't understand why I'm doing this. Like, even if it takes a year, would it be worth investing a year of your life into getting this content indexed in search engines so that a year from now you hit that stride and then poof, everything opens up? And I'm not saying it's going to take a year. It might just take a few months. It might take longer than a year. It depends on your industry, largely, I would say. So if you are in a saturated industry, like marketing, that's like one of the hardest industries right now in the world. Online marketing, are you kidding me? Thank God I started this a decade ago, because otherwise I don't even know what I would do. So if that were me, if I were in a really competitive industry, I think what I would do is kind of what Zach is talking about. I would do a batch amount of videos. Shoot, I'd take 2 days and do nothing but record videos if it meant that in the future I would see the kind of results that I really want. Heck yeah, whatever, let's get it done. Do a batch record, and I would just boom, boom, boom. I would be a publishing machine in the beginning, maybe for the first 3 to 5 months. Who cares? Let's do this. Let's get serious. And then I would just ride that way up. And that's what I would do. And then I would do some sort of maintenance, and possibly just to trick search engines a little bit, I would have 1 month where I'm doing like 2 to 3 videos a week, and then I go back down to my weekly videos for a few months, and then I would do another month of more videos that month, just to kind of switch things up a little bit, keep things interesting. I don't have any proven data that is going to help your conversion or your results, but I like to be creative and a little innovative and experiment. But whatever you do, don't stop. Whatever you do, and this is independent of leverage to scale, whatever you do, do not stop, because if you stop doing your content marketing, you will lose all of the history and momentum that you spent all of that time building up. So please just keep going. Force yourself. It's just like going to the gym. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world, but that's when you have to go back to your why. Why are you even spending your time on this business to begin with? For me, when I really look at my business as a whole, whether I'm building somebody's website, which let me just give a quick nod to Kristen Race, KristenRace.com, gorgeous new website that we just launched. She's a brilliant speaker. She's amazing. Go check out her website and her offers. It's amazing. Like, she is packed with value. She will help you with your mindset, balance, life, productivity, feeling good, happiness, Oh man, she's amazing. So whether I'm helping somebody with websites, or we're talking about marketing and leverage to scale, or I'm launching somebody's book, because those are the three main things that I do in my business. My why is the people I get to work with. When I get to have a call like I just had with this business owner, and I know that I can help him, I can help grow his profits, which means that his team gets to earn more income and have a more stable work environment. When I think about the impact that his customers are going to have as a result, where they will no longer look at this as a shyster industry, they will feel like there are good people out in the world. And what ripple effect will that belief have when a customer feels like, wow, that was a really great experience. There are good people in the world. Doesn't that shift how they treat others and the way they show up in the world? And then, because this business is starting to get this result because of something I created, now they get to take their kids to Disneyland, or they get to not work. They don't have to work 24/7. Maybe they can start to have some balance in their life. Maybe they can go on more vacations, spend some intimate moments, having date nights with their significant others. I mean, I know that might sound fanciful, but these are the thoughts that I actually think about. When Zach goes out and he impacts a client, Kristen, who's out there helping tens of thousands, if not more people in the world with her message. And Zach gave Kristen some advice on how to do her videos that got her more excited to do videos, which is going to create a huge tsunami of positive impact on the world. It's exciting. And if it weren't for leverage to scale, I probably wouldn't have connected with Zach, and Zach couldn't have connected with Kristen, perhaps, and all of these things happen. It's magic. That is why I build websites, why I created Leverage to Scale, and why I do book launches. It's because of the people. And so when you have those days where it's like, I don't want to do video, or I don't feel like it, or whatever, it's like, no, you're thinking about the wrong things. Remember your why. Why are you doing this? And remember the moments of impact and lead from there. So, getting off of my soapbox, that was a lot of information and really great advice and strategy wrapped up amongst those stories. So I hope that you got the value out of it that I know is possible. And then to finish Zach's question about like, okay, got it. Do the videos, do them more upfront. Cool. If you're doing a lot of videos, how does that impact your social media or your weekly emails? So let's say you're doing 2 videos a week. In my weekly email, I think that what I would do, I would try to pick topics that week that piggybacked off of one another. There was a connection there, right? So I wouldn't do a video on like the best dog training tricks and the best, most efficient way to take a shower, right? Because it makes no sense. Those are really random examples. Come on. But anyway, I would try to do like, this is the best dog training trick, and here's how to make your dog feel loved and, recognized after they've done something good behavior, right? So there's some relevance there. Then I would send one email that talks about an overarching message. Like, hey, if you want to get better behavior out of your dog, there are really 2 ways to do that. The first is with dog tricks, and the second is to recognize that good behavior. I have 2 videos to share with you this week, one on dog tricks, one on good behavior. I'd love to know your feedback. Check it out. So then that way, it's more of like it's kind of a story based, but it's like an educational based email that includes links to both videos, both blog posts, and then somebody can click to whichever one they find most interesting. And then those blog posts can even link to each other. So when I'm looking at the Recognize Your Dog blog post, it should say, and hey, if you haven't yet watched the video on dog tricks, then you want to watch that one next because of this reason, and vice versa. So linking to where your audience should look next is an important piece of this. In terms of your social media, really Leverage to Scale teaches you how to create 40 posts of content every week for social networks, whether you're only on Facebook or whether you're on all of the networks. And within those 40 posts, there are repeats, right? So if I post a photo quote on Twitter on Monday, I can use that same photo quote on Instagram on Tuesday and the same photo quote on Facebook on Wednesday, right? So you can reuse some of the content so that you're saving time, because the reality is if I'm following you on Instagram, I'm probably not following you on Twitter, because Instagram is my social network of choice, let's say. So you can afford to repurpose. Also knowing that if I see your post on Monday at 10 a.m., the chances of me then seeing that same post Tuesday at 9 p.m. on a different network, like, it's highly unrealistic, right? So anyway, you can repurpose in that way. Amongst those 40 different posts, there are about 10 to 12 post types, meaning that I might upload the raw video. That's post type number 1. I might share a tip from that video. That's post type number 2. I might share a photo quote from a Zach-ism that I shared, and that's post type number 3. I might share my actual blog post with the video inside of it. That's post type number 4. So the point is that you can take the different post types and divide them. So, 5 post types are catered toward video number 1. 5 post types are catered toward video number 2. And then I randomize the post types so that I'm talking about video 1, video 2, video 1, video 2, video 2, video 2, video 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, right? Some random pattern. And then I'm sharing both videos the same week on social media. With leverage to scale, I am giving you the system and structure for you to do whatever you want with, which means that we do have clients that, I'm just seeing all of the comments, by the way. For some reason, my comments thing was turned off. We have some clients that will pick a theme for their social media for the week. So if my theme is mindset, all 40 posts are related to mindset. Then week 2, my theme is relationships. So all of my content week 2 is only about relationships. We do have members that are employing that. Cool, whatever. I wouldn't do that if it were me, because then if I am not interested in mindset, I think that's a boring topic, snoozeville, then I disengage because I don't care about that. And the chances of me just magically getting re-engaged next to on relationships, which is actually what I care about, but I'm probably like zoned out on you all together right now. And because I haven't engaged in your mindset posts, Facebook is going to say, oh, Amber doesn't care about you anymore, so we're not going to really show her your posts anymore because she hasn't engaged, so she doesn't care about you. We're only going to show her stuff she cares about. Bye-bye. And then you've lost that person. So that's why creating content that people engage with is important, because the more they engage with you in the form of likes, comments, and shares, the more that person will see more of your content. And when you stop engaging, you'll see less. Just pay attention to the people that you're engaging with, friends, whatever it is. When you start engaging on Amber's posts a lot, you'll see more Amber. And when you stop engaging, it's like, Amber who? Well, I totally forgot about her. I haven't seen her stuff in a while. Yeah, because you stopped engaging. Don't do that. So, it's a risk if you decide to do anything theme-based, right? So you could say like, oh, in the month of January, I'm only going to do videos on relationships. It's a gamble. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying it's a gamble. And so it might be best for you to mix up your content a little bit and promote multiple videos. In fact, inside of the Leverage to Scale training in the social media module, I actually encourage you and your virtual assistant to re-promote archived content, right? So the video that you created 6 months ago, you might be thinking, oh, I probably shouldn't promote that because it's 6 months old. Hey, BS, if that video had value, absolutely bring it forth again, because this might be a better time for your audience to receive that. Or maybe this was, a good reminder for them to go back and focus on the basics that you taught in that video, or whatever it is, right? So you're always wanting to sort of regurgitate all of the content that you have. and keep mixing that up in your social media, because you never know what's going to turn somebody on, right? And when they're going to engage with you. And then you want to fan that flame. So anyway, that is my answer to your question, Zach. 20-minute answer. I tried to go outside of the confines of your question to add value to others inside of the group. And those of you joining us live, thank you for that. And that's going to conclude our live stream today, our live stream Q&A. So you can set your calendars, mark your calendars. In about 3 weeks, we're going to have another Facebook live stream Q&A for the Leverage to Scale community. As you move through your day today, I encourage you to jot down the questions that you are that you have, and then when we do another Facebook Live, ask those questions, right? I know that seems really elementary, but sometimes if I'm not doing that process, I'll forget the questions, and in the moment I'll be like, nope, I feel good today, and it's like a wasted opportunity. So Zach, thank you for not wasting this opportunity here today with me and for really taking advantage of it, dude. That's awesome. More of that from everybody. And I'd love to know your feedback in the comments below, because that's your way of giving back to me and making me feel like this was time well spent for all of us. So I'd love to know what was a tip or two, or your big aha, or something that you're committed to doing as a result of spending this time with me here today. And I look forward to checking out those comments throughout the day. And other than that, I wish you guys a great end of your week, and I'll see you in a few weeks. All right, bye.